I got this idea from actually Kyle Whissel, who has done a fantastic job of doing this, and he talked about the 4Fs. So when you're trying to come up with content, a lot of people say, I don't know what to talk about. So find what it is you're passionate about, find your hobbies, and the 4Fs are food, family, fitness, or fashion. So it's like everybody, every human can find a niche within those 4Fs, right? So I chose fitness because I'm big into fitness, and I had seen a lot of successful people do crazy things, and they kind of created media around it. It attracted eyeballs. And so I was actually meeting with a guy named Jesse Itzler at a mastermind. I spent some time. He's a billionaire. He's very successful. And I was like, I need to do something crazy in my fitness-wise, physical, to create media around it. And so he challenged me to run 2,018 miles in 2018. And so at first I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of miles. That averages out to like 6.5 miles a day. That's going to be crazy. But it gave me the opportunity to create a Facebook page just like a blog, basically to showcase and track what I'm doing. And then it just attracted, so basically it was so crazy that anybody who's interested in fitness or getting healthy or losing weight was interested in following because it was so crazy, right? And so all I did was created media and shot videos, keeping people up to date about what I was doing, or I would let them know about my injury, or I would let them know how I was feeling that day. And believe it or not, that is what people want to hear about. They don't want to talk to me about what interest rates are doing. They don't want to talk to me about mortgage programs. They're interested in what you're doing in your life. And so that was just one example. So I had a full year's worth of content, and to be honest with you, it had a ton of eyeballs in the beginning because everybody was like, wow, you're crazy, this is gonna be great, we're rooting for you, blah, 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 right? And so with that, it makes going to like networking events so much easier. Because you know how it is, everybody walks into a networking event and you're like, oh, hey, how's it going? How's business? Blah, blah. Nobody cares, right? When I walked into a room now, everybody's asking me, they already know, hey, how are your miles coming along? So it makes that part of your business so much easier. But with this particular challenge, so again, people were interested in the beginning of the year, then it kind of died off, but I stayed with it. I just stayed consistent. I continued to put out a monthly update. I would put out a weekly update. I would go live every once in a while. I just created content, media. And then by the end of the year, people started coming back in saying, ooh, crap, he's gonna do it. So much so that a local news station actually took the story. And so they came out and interviewed me in December of 2018 to say, talk about it, right? And then they were so interested in it, and it got so many eyeballs on their news station, they said, we need to come out when you go for your run that completes it. And it actually attracted people I didn't even know. They showed up, so I just announced it. I hadn't thought about it, and I'm like, well, I guess we'll go to a park and run a 5K or something, and whoever wants to come join me. Ended up having like 25 people show up. About 5 of them I didn't know, they just saw the news story and they just showed up. And so, again, I created and attracted followers just by doing something that I probably would have, not to that extreme, but it created media now that's so unique that nobody else did, and now I'm known for it.
Yeah, so you increased your brand doing this, 100%. And then did it turn into business for you? Because it's kind of a thinking outside the box kind of way to create followers that can then turn into maybe like your customers.
Absolutely, and that's the tricky part to doing, to shifting your mindset to building your brand and growing, being a media company basically. And it's a long game. Like, you're not going to do this and just like, oh, I picked up a refinancer, I picked up a buyer, I picked up a seller. Not necessarily. It doesn't work that way. But over the long haul, people start to know, again, now they know me, and they're interested in me because of what I do. And so when you say, did it equate to business? For me, actually, it has, but it's more because I've become known. And so now people know who I am. They like me without even ever meeting me. And so it's built relationships that now have turned into partnerships, and the sky's kind of the limit there. And it's no different. So again, I'm in a different space. So my goal is to attract, I'm a leader in the mortgage space. So I'm a recruiter, I'm recruiting loan officers, and I'm attracting real estate agents to our brand. And that I want to attract. I want them to come to me. I don't want to chase them. And it's no different for a real estate agent trying to attract customers.
Right.
You don't want to chase after them. And you don't want to be that guy or gal who goes to Thanksgiving with your family and your cousin says, oh yeah, I just bought a house. And you're like, what? Why in the hell didn't you use me? And so the best way to combat that is to put yourself out there, create media, just a little bit about business. Remind them what you do consistently, but give them interesting content that they'll actually follow. Most people aren't interested in what the market's doing. They're not interested in what their home will sell for because they're not selling. They're not interested in the homes that are for sale because they're not buying. But if you just remind them every once in a while, this is what I do, but then you put out content that actually attracts eyeballs, naturally when they do become that buyer, they do become that seller, who are they going to think of first? The idiot that ran 2018 miles, right? I mean, that's the idea, that's the goal. And that's what anybody could be doing. I'll give you another example. Somebody in my market, she's a what do you call it? A meal planner, right? So she did meal prep. And again, it's going to be a small audience, but the people, I was interested in it, and I don't do that. But my wife's vegan, and so we eat very healthy, so it attracted me. And I sat and watched a 10-minute video, and I was thinking to myself, damn, she's probably got maybe 100 people watching this, but that's 100 raving fans. 100 people that she grabbed their eyeballs, and now they want to consume that content. So whether it's doing consistent video about your kids or your dogs or your travels, whatever it is, people are actually interested in that stuff. And so don't be afraid to put it out there, because that's the whole idea. Make yourself known. It's popularity content.